right, you're playing touch butt with that dork in the park.
There's a little snake in the grass.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
No forget Jesus, people.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Hey, pussy, are you still there?
I back.
Who the fuck is that guy? Break out the red panties. We're rich, baby.
I would like to introduce.
Welcome to the MMA for Money Show, episode 80. In this episode, we'll be reviewing UFC 259 and previewing UFC Vegas 21, Leon Edwards versus Belal Muhammad. The MMA for Money Show is here live on Haps. Also, if you've subscribed to us on Haps, so we've reached the point where we can accept monthly sponsorships for as little as $1 a month, which is super exciting for us. So please go and do that if you can. Remember, you can find the show on Haps, Twitch, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Overcast, and Pocket Cast. We're also on YouTube. Subscribe and never miss a show. Like, comment, and share, and spread the word. Where are you guys all watching from? Just want to put your country and your city into the chat and just let us know where you're tuning in from. I'm here with my boy T, the producer of the MMA for Money Show.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Give him a shout out over there on Twitter. I believe it's 504_Saints, correct, T?
Yep.
Yeah, so we're stoked to be here with you guys and review what was a very exciting UFC last weekend, UFC 259. It literally started with knockouts and finishes and just kind of kept going. Super exciting. I'm not going to go through the whole entire show, but I definitely want to say hello to a couple people in the chat right now. We got Lucia from the Haps team. Hello, sweetie, and we appreciate you and hope you saw that a few of us, me, Ryan, Prime, and T, donated to your tumor treatment. So I hope that you get some help. We love you and we appreciate you. Bannerman, appreciate you as well tuning in. Jamie Birch over there. We got Tippy in the house. Jackie Girl. Appreciate all you guys, tuning in live with us to just talk some UFC chat. Well, this UFC 259, like I said, I'm not going to go into every single fight because there was too many, but the ones I want to make sure I do touch are the important points. Firstly and foremost, it's going to be the Jan versus Sterling knee. I mean, man, if you would have watched me during the fight, I was screaming at Sterling to do not fucking get up. You fucking idiot. Please don't get up. You like for your family, for everything you worked for. And I know he's going to get a lot of shit for being called a quitter. He's going to be called this and that, for taking, well, you can be called a dive. What do you think about that, T? I know you got a strong opinion on it.
I bet him. I thought he had a chance to sub him. So it didn't look like that was going to happen. I mean, he still had a chance to win my bet, but when he got kneed in the head, I was like, there's no way this is happening. And because I had, the DQ won me my bet too. So I hit a plus 270 because he kneed him in the head. And I was screaming. If he got up, he was a moron. I'm sorry. Like, you had to just take that at that point.
Yeah. So,
in my opinion, for my bet too, I had to win my bet.
Well, anyone who bet Sterling was stoked that he obviously won that fight. But at the end of the day, it was an illegal knee, and it was really, really strong one. It wasn't like it barely clipped him. It rocked him pretty good, But he definitely did a decent job at doing his Ginobili. From the Spurs, he used to flop all over the place in the NBA. So he definitely did his modern day Ginobili in there. But I mean, you can't blame him. He now he's the champion. He's got gold around his waist. Can't hate a man for helping his family. So good for him on that and in that sense. But it's going to be a tainted legacy, and I hope he goes full heel and he just literally doesn't give Jan a shot and just goes off on and does something ridiculous. But it's crazy how the UFC now, they literally just get like almost 6 months to a year worth of extra fights in that division for, less money now, knowing that Jan deserves to win. I mean, Sterling could go and fight someone else. They can make money, and then they go back to Jan and make money. So UFC, they loved kind of what happened there, even though it was weird. They hold the power now, and it's going to be super interesting to going on in the future.
What do you think about the rematch? If when they do the rematch, Jan's going to be a bigger favorite now, or
yeah, bigger favorite, and Jan's gonna do. He was winning, and he was gonna do even more work in the later rounds. But it is what it is, man. He knew he's a champ. He knew it was an illegal knee, and he paid the consequences. Now he has to get stripped of his belt and not get paid as much next fight, most likely, and might have to fight someone other than the champ. So it'll be very interesting. The next discussion will be Amanda Nunes. Jeez, man, talk about the GOAT. All I've heard all week long and leading up to this fight was Megan Anderson. She's so big. Oh my gosh, she's gonna knock out Nunes. Just shut up, dude. All you guys, shut up. She wasn't gonna do shit. Not a damn thing. Go look at the podcast last week. I said it. The giraffe was not gonna do a thing. Nothing. I even called it. Go back. I said Amanda Nunes is going to sub her. And what did she do? Subbed her. Bang, baby. So whoever hit that, you're welcome, because that was free money and easy money. But I'm call me mean, call me whatever, but I'm stoked. I guess they got rid of the UFC 145 division. Megan Anderson announced it on her Twitch channel earlier today. I guess Spencer and someone else will be the last 145 fight. There isn't enough of you. It wasn't that exciting. Like I said, Nunes is just dominating all you. People really, really thought Megan Anderson had a chance, and they're just seriously tripping.
What do you think about Nunes? This probably isn't going to happen, but fighting a male now, like a male that weighs less than her, say 20 pounds, 10, 15 pounds less than her, I really think she'd end up knocking him out, to be honest.
I think like it would be fun to see her fight 135 pounder. Put her in there versus Casey Kenny. I'll watch. I'll put my money down on Amanda Nunes to whoop Casey Kenny's the ace. But it is what it is.
It's like what we've talked about. What guy is going to take that fight? You're gonna have to make that a big purse.
Nah, it's not going to happen. But so leading into that, while I'm on the Casey Kenny subject, he fought Dominic Cruz, the GOAT. Like I said last week, we never ever go against the OG, especially someone like Dominic Cruz. The IQ's too high. I said he was going to school Elliott, and I don't even like Dominic Cruz. It took me a lot of pride to drop to tell you guys to bet Dominic Cruz last week. It just shows you that I'm very good at putting my emotions aside for you guys to at least put a bet down. Because if in truth be told, I wanted to put money on Kenny and just watch him and just fight and hopefully win. But that's not how you do bets. You don't put emotions into it. Otherwise, you most likely will lose. We'll get into that emotional type betting later in the new card. So the next one we're going to recap is Tim Elliott, man. Just absolutely dominated Jordan Espinoza for our bet for the show. Just looked fantastic, man. Just all over Jordan Espinoza, talking crap in his ear. I guess I don't know what exactly he said on the camera or that got beeped out, but I heard something about Jordan Espinoza possibly being an abuser, but I don't know. I'm no one to talk with my brother freaking being the War Machine. He's the biggest dummy in the world. So it is what it is. Elliott looked amazing. His jiu-jitsu, scrambling, everything looked on point. And good for him. Sad to say, my bet on Song Yadong, he just did not look the same. And lost the fight. So it is what it is. And so we ended up negative. I think it was negative 6.5 units on the night. It is what it is. If you take those losses sometimes. At the end of the night, now we have Jan versus Izzy, man. That fight was, I was talking shit. You can go on Twitter, and I was like, Izzy's going to win this easy. Best, I've said it always, he's the best striker there is. And he was proving me right for a couple of rounds, man. And, but
he got
Jan,
tired, man. He got tired.
Yeah, dude, Jenny on the block, my boy, your favorite garbage man, Bob. He loves Jan. And so Jan, dude, he looked amazing, man. You can't even hate on the man, dude. But Izzy's ground game, I've talked really highly about his takedown defense, and it kind of was exposed. He was looking ahead, talking about John Jones fight and this and that. Now it's kind of like you just bit off a little more than you could chew. You couldn't even eat up Jan. But Izzy's still one of the best, is the best striker in the UFC, bar none. Just needs to get that wrestling and jiu-jitsu just a little bit better. But it is what it is. And Islam Makhachev versus our boy Drew Dober, that fight, obviously as fans, we love Drew Dober on the show. But it wasn't going to work out, man. I knew that the wrestling of Islam was good, top shelf. Daniel Cormier talked about it and brought it up, said it was even better straight wrestling than Khabib. Really worried me for Dober.
Well, do you think Islam's going to make a run now at the title?
Definitely
going to stop him?
Definitely going to make a run at the title. I'm not sure about his striking just yet, so I need to see him versus someone. Even like Dustin Poirier would be fun to watch him scrap. So that will be really interesting. So looking forward, the division is going to be super exciting. So that's pretty much it for all of that UFC 259, and now we can jump into this weekend's UFC Vegas 21. I'm gonna jump into the prelims. I'm not gonna go too in depth on every prelim, but the one that I am gonna get into right away is gonna be my, right off the bat. It's gonna be my bet and one of the first bets for the podcast, or is the first bet for the podcast. It's gonna be it's Jason Witt at plus 105 versus Matthew Selzenberger. Dude, man, I can't say enough good things about Matthew Selzenberger. Just because I love the aggressiveness, the way that this kid clinches up, he knees, the elbows too while he's in the clinch, just super smart. He used to fight at 205 pounds when he was back in an amateur, fought at 185, and then now this fight's at 170, and it's a guy versus Jason Witt, who doesn't take damage very well. He's he lost, I believe, or he lost TKO loss versus Takashi Sato. And I think that was 2 fights ago, and it was a vicious TKO KO. And that really, just shows me that his chin is not there. So I really do like Matthew Selzenberger in this position. I think that this kid in the clinch and just his knees, his elbows are just absolutely vicious. I know that Jason Witt has a little, decent wrestling game, and there's going to be a threat of a submission or just a 3-round lay and pray. But I really believe that the get up game of Matthew Selzenberger is really good and up there. He doesn't just land on his back and lay there and guard. He literally gets up immediately and tries to get back to this clinch and striking game. So this will be my first bet on that. Like I said, I'll be putting 1.25 units down on Matthew Selzenberger to absolutely dominate Jason Witt. Next up on the card, we have Gloria De Paula. She was negative 185 when we were writing the notes for the show. She's fighting Jinh Frey. Jinh Frey, man, pretty good striker. That's what she likes to do. She's fairly thin though. She can be bullied around, and I'm not really high on her. She's getting older. She's peaked a long time ago. The Gloria De Paula, though, I actually like this girl and the potential she shows. Straight punches, aggressive in the clinch, a lot younger than Jinh Frey, so it gives me that edge as well. So I was interested in betting this possibly, but it was a lower class women's MMA, so I skipped it. But I'm going with Gloria De Paula.
Didn't we think the De Paula knockout wasn't too bad a bet? I mean, we're not gonna play it as a bet, but
I know normally we don't play women's MMA knockout KO or props in general unless it's decision. I usually am a huge decision prop better for women's MMA if I'm going to do it. I would possibly look at her by decision, but that TKO KO, I really think that Jinh Frey can take damage and end up hurt from Gloria, but it's women's MMA, so probably decision is most likely the case. Next up on the card, we have Jonathan Martinez versus the veteran Davey Grant. John Martinez super long for the division. He 13-3 his record. He's 5'8", 69 and a half inch reach. He's coming off of 2 wins versus one off Thomas Almeida, the other one versus Frankie Saenz. I like the kid. I think he's aggressive. I like his even his jiu-jitsu game. And then he's going against Davey Grant. I just really never been too high on Davey Grant. I know his jiu-jitsu game. That's the way he's most likely going to want to win a fight. But I'm not seeing it here. I think this is the case where the OG is actually going to get beat by the new guy, Jonathan Martinez. Davey Grant's 35 years old. Father Time is catching up tremendously. Jonathan Martinez is 26 years old. I just like everything about Jonathan Martinez. I would personally bet him. I like him a lot in this matchup, and I think that he rolls here easily. Next up on the card, we will have Charles Jourdain. He's going to fight Marcelo Rojo. Man, this is super interesting. Charles Jourdain, his striking is really, really fun to watch, but he puts himself sometimes in a situation where he can be hit. and that can obviously be a detriment to himself. But on the other hand, Marcelo Rojo, not too much is known about him, but I do know his jiu-jitsu game off his back is really, really slick. If you go and watch some of his fights, in his earlier career, he has some super slick submissions. And I really like that. So on this one, man, it's the OG versus kind of the newer guy in this, and I don't know, man. I don't like playing the favorite money down on Charles Jourdain. I think it's just a little too pricey, in my opinion. And I think that I would just, if I had to, it would be dog or pass on this one. I know I'd go with Rojo on this one, but like I said, don't take my opinion on that one because it's just whatever. Next up on the card, we have the Ronnie Yahya versus Ray Rodriguez. Ronnie Yahya, man, Father Time once again is to me is gonna catch up with these guys, and Ronnie Yahya is just one of those guys. His striking is not good, man. His jiu-jitsu, of course, world class. But he's a little bit smaller for the division. He's 36 years old. He's 5'6". He's 3 years older, 1 inch smaller. Reach is shorter. Ray Rodriguez is just tougher. I think has a better gas tank. I think that even later in the second, third round, that possibly that Ronnie Yahya could be taken out in the third round by TKO KO Ray Rodriguez. Next up on the card for the prelims, we have Nazar Haparov versus Don Madge. That got canceled. Yeah, that was going to be a bet of mine. Don Madge, I just really liked the way he checks leg kicks, brown belt jiu-jitsu, but it's over, so no point of talking about it. Sorry for that. Next up, we have Zubraba Tukahov versus Ricardo Ramos. Oh man, this is going to be a very interesting fight here. Zubraba, he's super, super aggressive. Well, really good all around mixed martial arts game. I really like him here. I think that he's going to roll, and it's going to be quite easy. And so I that's pretty much all I'm going to get into that with that one. Let's see. Next up on the card, we have Courtney Casey versus Jj Alditch. If you listen to the MMA show here on the podcast, I absolutely love this type of women's MMA. Just gets me thrilled. It is what it is, man. Courtney Casey just always wants to just be taken down. Never can you trust her to not give up a takedown and be on her back. She thinks she's going to do some kind of submission, and it just never. Obviously she's done it once, or twice, but it's just really not going to happen. I like Jj Alditch here. I think Jj Alditch is meaner standing. She's going to be more aggressive. I think that she could take down Casey. So I just say go with Courtney with Jj Alditch. But once again, low women's class MMA. Usually you go dog or pass, but on this one, I would back Jj Alditch as the slight favorite. All right. So sorry I rushed through that the prelims there, but it was it really wasn't the best. So now we'll get into
at least.
Yeah, now we'll get into at least a little bit more fun in there. But let's see. Bannerman said the kid can crack. Nasty mean streak. So all right. Next up on the card, so on the main event, we're gonna have Darren Stewart versus Eric Anders. Darren Stewart was negative 175 at the time he wrote this versus Eric Anders at plus 155 on the comeback. Eric Anders, great athlete, former Alabama, football player, Roll Tide. I absolutely love Alabama football, but it's not football, man. This is MMA. These guys have been working for a long, long time to develop their game. While you were in college, banging cheerleaders, these guys were over there in the gym. So Darren Stewart, absolutely amazing, man. Fought a good war versus Kevin Holland, who everyone knows is super, super highly thought of right now. I like Darren Stewart in this spot here. I think the first round will be super sketchy because Eric Anders has some power. But I all around, I think that Darren Stewart is the veteran. I love backing the veteran in that spot. So I think Darren Stewart rolls here. Next up on the card, we have Manel Cape, a new prospect in the UFC. He fought his last fight versus Pantoja, which we had Pantoja as a bet, and I'm glad we cashed that. But Manel Cape, he failed to throw volume. He needed to put more hands on Pantoja. He didn't do it, and it ended up costing him the fight. I don't know when people or strikers stand there and they just look at people and then they I don't quite know what they're doing when they're not throwing their hands and expecting to win the fight. So hopefully Manel Cape, this is his bounce back fight where he comes in and actually shows his striking game, because it is very good and diverse, and his defense is good too. But Matheus Nicolai, he's really good himself, a BJJ black belt from Nova Inhao. But he's susceptible to being knocked out. Dustin Ortiz knocked him out. But that's a veteran of the game, and I can't back Nicolai in the spot at this price. So I would go with Manel Cape. I think Manel Cape has more to show than he showed us in his last fight. So I just really like I'd pick Manel Cape in this situation. Let's see, anyone in the chat? I'd like to say, Sweet Pea Leslie, thank you for joining from Nashville. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. Next up, we got Angela Hill at a -365. Man, I mean, I can't even believe I'm seeing the number versus Ashley Yoder. The comeback is +305. I don't care what you think. Angela Hill is not worth -365. If you don't bet often, that you have to put $365 to win $100 on Angela Hill. That's just crazy, man. I mean, Ashley Yoder stand-up, definitely not that great, but her jiu-jitsu is better than Angela Hill. So if she can grind Angela Hill against the fence, then get her down, there is a slight chance for her to win. I'm going to pick Angela Hill here, but I just -365 for Angela Hill. And bro, not to mention that DraftKings, Angela Hill is the most expensive DraftKings player on the card. I couldn't even believe what I saw when I saw that. $9,400 for Angela Hill, folks. You guys willing to lay $9,400 on Angela Hill? I don't know, man. I can't.
You think it would be worth it to just drop, just as a value bet, like quarter of a unit on Yoder by decision? Something like that. I mean, she's +305 straight up. I didn't check the odds, but
Yoder by decision, Yoder by possible submission could possibly happen, but it's women's MMA, so don't get crazy, folks.
I'm decisions
are very, very fun. Props for women's MMA if you're going to get into them. But $9,400, if you put Angela Hill in your lineup, I don't know you. Don't watch next week. I don't even want to talk to you. So it is what it is. But I'm going to pick Ashley Hill to win, but I don't like it. I'm not betting it. Don't you bet it. Please don't bet it. Hope you don't bet it. Next up on the card, we have two very, very exciting fighters. Dan Ige versus Gavin Tucker. Dan Ige was -125 at the writing of these notes, and the comeback was +105 on the veteran Gavin Tucker. This fight here is going to be very interesting. You got the black belt and Gavin Tucker versus, I believe, a black belt also in Dan Ige. Gavin Tucker's been in this game for a while. He just hasn't been fighting as much as someone like Dan Ige. I've been pretty high on Gavin Tucker, but it's so hard to go against Dan Ige when he trains with Khabib. He's got a good manager. It seems like they put him in a good spot to train always. So I'm having a tough time picking between the two of these ones. I keep wanting to pick Gavin Tucker, but it's the Dan Ige training with Khabib and possibly that really throws me off. So, but I'm gonna stick with my gun. I'm gonna go with Gavin Tucker. I think he's just got the all-around better game. I think he's also bigger and stronger, but we'll find out. This is betting, and that's what it is. What it is. Next up on the card, we got Misha Sirkanov versus Ryan Spann. I mean,
Rothwell's after the Ige.
Oops, sorry, dude. I don't know that.
I think the Misha
is
the co-main.
Yeah, Rothwell canceled. Sorry, that was the one.
Got canceled.
That was the one that got canceled. We had him in our DraftKings lineup, so no worries. So next up on the card will be Misha Sirkanov will be the co-main event versus Ryan Spann. On this one, it's holy moly, clicked something wrong. Sorry. With Misha Sirkanov, big, huge, strong dude, the game, he needs to get this guy down on the ground and implement his jiu-jitsu game and his wrestling game. Ryan Spann, I think he's just a little undersized for the division. I don't, I don't quite see anything. He's not peaked. I mean, he's peaked a long time ago. I don't see anything as a prospect. I'm going to go with Misha Sirkanov here. I think that Misha can absolutely bully him, get him down on the ground, and possibly submit him, because I think that that's the weakness that Ryan Spann has. So I just really believe that Misha should win that one, especially he's the OG, and I love backing the OG, versus more of a newcomer. And so now we got the main event of the evening. It's Belal, remember the name, Muhammad versus Leon Edwards. Dude, I'm personal. This is kind of like Dominic Cruz last week. I'm not a big fan, but I am a fan of good mixed martial arts, and I know as an analyst that Leon Edwards is absolutely incredible. His wrestling game and his striking game is world class. I mean, if you go back and you look, I think it's 5 years ago, he fought Kamaru Usman. He went to a decision versus Usman like 5 years ago, something like that. That's crazy, man. He didn't get beat. He didn't get subbed.
Yeah, that was a close fight. I watched it.
He learned a lesson that day about what upper echelon grappling and wrestling. I really think that Leon Edwards has come a long, long way. Even much as I have hatred for him because I'm a big George Gamebred Masvidal fan, and I think the two-piece in the soda already won. I really believe that Leon Edwards is absolutely going to dominate the Belal Muhammad. The UFC is very good at matchmaking and getting you and your feelings involved. The feelings that I mean by is like lately, Belal Muhammad has our feelings because he's been fighting recently. He went and knocked out. He beat someone he shouldn't, and that gives you emotional. And you're like, oh, wow, I'm going to bet on that guy. Then you got Leon Edwards, who's not really a big fan favorite. He doesn't get talked about a lot, doesn't fight often because he's been getting, his fights have been getting canceled between Kazmat a couple times and COVID and all these things. He hasn't fought in over a year.
That's why he hasn't fought in so long.
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
had cancellations and stuff like that.
Cancellations, and he had COVID personally. So I like Leon Edwards. The price tag is warranted in my opinion. I think that Leon Rocky Edwards can finish Belal Muhammad. It's no disrespect to Belal Muhammad. I'm a huge Belal Muhammad fan. I think he's an incredible person. I love the respect he has for his religion. The fact that he's one of the only fighters that fights during Ramadan and doesn't get to eat a lot of new calories and still chooses to train and fight during Ramadan. So shout out to, Belal, remember the name Muhammad. Like I said, huge fan. I just think that this is a different level. I really think that Leon Edwards has seen everything that Belal is going to bring. This is a spot where I think, like I said, Belal Muhammad is going to roll here. So, take my word for what it is. And so, I'll recap my bet. So my bet is.
What do you think about the Edwards inside the distance bet? I think it's plus 240.
Leon inside the distance at plus 240. I like it a lot. I mean, you're getting value on a guy that is world class. He knows he needs to put on a show here for everyone to get a title shot, a true title shot. So if he wants to put on a show here, wants a title shot, he needs to get the TKO KO. The plus 240 at when he's what's his odds at right now? Negative 300. Negative
about 275. Yeah. He might have creeped to 300, but that's good. That's decent value. If you're going to bet negative 270, I might as well bet 100 on him TKO KO. But Belal's tough, so don't get it twisted. So, but for the UFC this weekend, I have only one bet. I was going to do two. I didn't want to stretch it and push it because you don't fire for no reason. My only bet of the card will be Matthew Selzenberger. There'll be 1.25 units on him to win. I was also thinking about doing the under on that fight. I really believe that Matthew Selzenberger is just way tougher than Jason Witt. I think that once Jason Witt gets clinched up with Matt Selzenberger, he's going to feel elbows and knees that he just does not ever want. He's going to fold up so fast, man. So I really like the under on that one. I think it was under 1.5 is plus 220, folks. Plus 220 on a guy that I think can absolutely devastate Jason Witt. So if you like that, go and hit that prop up. But as of right now, the 1.25 units on Matthew Selzenberger to dominate is our bet. But I also have our DraftKings lineup that we will be doing this week.
I originally had Linz in my DraftKings lineup as my middle tier guy, and then he got pulled out, so I had to kind of shuffle a little bit earlier. But my first play will be Matthew Selzenberger. He'll be at 8,400. I have Ray Rodriguez, and I got him at $7,000. I got Leon Rocky Edwards at $9,000. I got Matthias Nikolai at 7,500. I got Darren Stewart at 8,900, and I got Jj Alditch at 8,500. That leaves you $700 for you to play with. So if you don't like one of the ones I picked, you can shuffle it all around. But I really feel like it's a solid lineup that you guys have there, and that you could cash something there. And yeah, someone in the chat, Tippy, said it's 5. He has 5 rounds to not, to knock out Bilal Muhammad. And let's see what that prop pays. Let's see. Sorry, folks. Let's see. TKO Edwards. I can't find that one right now. Wait, what are you looking for? If you like Edwards a lot, there's a chance of a TKO KO. He's got 5 rounds. So yeah, how the hell is Leon Edwards cheaper than freaking Angela Hill?
Well, it's interesting because I mean Leon's had a layoff, and then he's on a roll. So you would think Leon wouldn't be as big of a favorite. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he would get bet down lower, but sharps are just going to eat that up. If that happens.
Well, the real UFC guys, analysts, they know Leon Rocky Edwards is world class. I mean, his jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and his striking, though. The striking is what I really am digging on Leon Rocky Edwards. So I think he rolls here, and he rolls quite easily. I think this week's DraftKings is going to be a lot of fun. So like I said, if you want to play that lineup, with us, go ahead. You got $700 extra to play with.
Yeah, we'll post that up on Twitter later in the week too.
All right. So for fights wise, I mean that's pretty much it for when it comes to that. But since we have a little bit more time than normal, which is unusual, which is I'm actually stoked about, we get to talk about cryptocurrency. Something I'm really big in.
We could take some questions too if anybody in the chat got MMA questions before we hit the crypto.
Yeah, you guys, if you ever have a question on a fight I didn't touch base on, feel free to ask inside the chats, and I will gladly touch base on it. But for now, we're gonna talk about something that me and T love a lot, and that it will, definitely is beneficial for all you, and that's cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is a blockchain technology. Originally, Bitcoin was made in 2008 when the financial crisis happened. Satoshi Nakamoto. He coded it, and ever since then, it's just been literally digital gold and changing the world, kind of like the 90s tech boom for the internet. T and I have gotten into cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and other investments since about 2017. 2017 was a huge year for pre-ICO and ICOs, so which means pre-initial coin offering. So if a company had an idea, they write a white paper. And you can read the white paper, and it kind of tells you what the business model for the company's coming. And you could then invest your Bitcoin or other currency into that company and hope for a big return. T and I got into companies like Nexo. He got in Voyager. We were early investors in Waves back in the day. Many other ones. So, ones that we put $500 in and ended up getting, we're up 20 plus grand just on that. So we really like to encourage our fans to invest. Please, if you take 5-10% and invest in U.S. stocks or cryptocurrency,
so awesome looking.
I just really think that it just will change. It'll change your life. There's only 21 million Bitcoin, almost 19 million are mined, so there's only 2 million left. Once 2 million hit, the scarcity just goes through the roof, and the price goes through the roof, and it's going to be super interesting. Tippy on the chat says, I'd be interested in who you think can beat Jan, or what sort of style even gives him trouble. He's so well-rounded, maybe one. With Jan, he is. I think that Jan starts slow, and he kind of methodically picks apart his opponent later in the fight. I think someone that's a fast starter that has heavy hands is going to be the one to really dethrone Jan and just put him on his ass. Because, like I said, you're going to have power and come aggressive in the first round. So I right now, off the top of my head, I don't know. So we'll see. But so yeah, back to the cryptocurrency. So for right now, we're gonna pick a coin of the week, and the coin of the week is gonna be Ocean Protocol. T, if you want to talk a little bit about Ocean.
I'll pull let me pull a chart up.
Well, Ocean is basically they're connected to Elon's carbon initiative that's going to be huge. They deal with data, and data is going to be very huge in blockchain because it's all ones and zeros, having to do with computers and coded stuff. So data is going to be huge in the future, and storage. But Ocean deals a lot with artificial intelligence and like I said, data. So self-driving cars like Tesla it will be closely related with them. That's why Elon is
Elon and the clean energy. They're going to be getting into that stuff.
The German Swiss banks just made a deal with Ocean as well, so they will be using them and implementing them into the future. The future is not $25 trillion in debt system that keeps printing US dollar bills. It's just not, man. I mean, with inflation, US dollar, it literally weakens every day that it sits in your bank account with the inflation. So not only does, they just print it and it loses value, you're losing in value while everything just inflates. So like Ocean right now, T, what price did we get in on that?
We bought at 99 on this last dip.
Yeah,
like around 99 cents.
So about 99 cents, we bought an Ocean protocol. We bought it on Voyager. Voyager is a awesome app and investment also that T and I have. They're a platform, trading platform. You can
they're like the Robin Hood of crypto, but they're a million times better than the Robin Hood could ever be.
They're super cool. So if you want to go download
exchange,
you want to download the Voyager app. If you use the promo code MIC, I think it's 360. Actually, you know what? I don't even. I'd have to get that. But either way, you can get 25 in free Bitcoin just for doing it, and that's worth it in general because in the future, 25 in Bitcoin will be hundreds. So, I think it's just well worth you guys doing because, like I said, Voyager or Ocean, you could buy on Voyager, and Voyager is just an amazing app that you could also invest in.
They have a stock too, and I recommend looking into the stock. I think the stock in the long haul might end up doing better than the token, but they both should do really well.
So if you're interested in that, it's the Voyager app, super trusted, really good app. It takes about a day to get verified. If you want to use the promo code, it's MIC625. You'll get 25 in free Bitcoin once you purchase or trade for $100 worth of another coin. So it's super cool. But Ocean Protocol, like so we got it about $99, and it just keeps to be. It's just obviously soaring. And as you can look at the chart, if you look at the trend line right now, it obviously when the orange would dip down and in the middle of that chart and it hit that purple, that's when it got support, correct, T?
Yeah, well, the orange is the 21, so it's sitting on that now getting support. But yeah, the purple is my 190, and that's when we got in. That's like my alert. Okay. When I see it hitting the 190 and stuff like that, that's usually when you jump in.
So when you're reading charts, you looking at that orange line as it dips, it dipping, and as soon as it gets closest to that purple indicator is when you want to buy, because then you're like, all right, it's pretty low from where it was. It dipped, now we'll buy it and go up. And if you look at that, we were spot on with exactly where our entry point for that was. No, Voyager is not exclusive to the US.
It should be worldwide.
It's worldwide. So like I said, download it. It's Voyager app, MIC.
They actually started in Canada. It was a Canadian company because when we originally bought in, it was BQX, Bitcoins, and then Bitcoins changed into Ethos, and then Voyager came, and they already had a Canadian company, and they came through and they bought Ethos. So.
Yeah. So I mean, the reason why we preach this cryptocurrency stuff is because it changed my life, man. I used to be just an EMT on the ambulance. I made $13.50 an hour, saving lives, working 60 hours a week. My paycheck after 2 weeks would barely be $900. I was losing my ass, losing my mind. I couldn't afford anything, man. My life was just insane, man. I mean, that's what the American way is. It's set up. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and not doing anything different. And so I was just insane by not investing, by not changing my habits. And so the day in 2017 that I decided to invest in Bitcoin, and then it got me into Tesla. I got into Tesla about $99, $120 before pre-split.
You killed me on Tesla, man.
Yeah. So
didn't buy
Tesla,
It's crazy.
Tesla changed my whole fucking life. So I love you, Elon. I'm a Tesla ratchet. I will cheer and die for it after it's what it's done for changing my life. And so is Bitcoin, and so is Nexo, and so has Ocean. Will start doing that as well.
Ocean is looking great right now. I mean, this is a 4-hour chart, and honestly, it's looking like it's getting ready to run again. So we'll see.
Yeah. And so, like I said, with us knowing the space pretty well and trending technology, I mean, Ocean is super, super undervalued. I mean, it's going to be over $5 easy in the future, $10 easy. It's just, like I said, buy it, hold it, and keep investing every month, 10%, 5% of all your pay into stocks or crypto. And I promise you, in years to come, you'll have a lot better cash flow. Every single time I get a tax return from my work, it's going at least half into crypto or stocks, and then years down the road, I can actually use it. So, I just want you guys to do that so you can change your life and help your kids, help your families. 401ks work well, but they don't work well enough. They're in control from someone else.
Yep.
But yeah,
this is gonna be a great year for crypto, man. Awesome.
So yeah, so we just really want to pitch that to you guys. So look into it. Voyager app on Voyager app all over on the on iTunes store, on the Google Play store. Like I said, if you want 25 free Bitcoin, if you trade 100, it's MIC 625, and super cool that they even do that, because losing $25 is crazy on Bitcoin. So. But we appreciate you guys tuning in this week. I know it's a little bit different this time. We're going to change it up and get you guys a little bit more of me and the fact of, so I can break down stuff more thorough. We love you guys. We can't thank you enough for tuning in. Every single person on the chat, the Jackie Girl, Tippy, Mel B, Ryan Richardson, our sponsor, most beautiful fisherman over there in Kansas City. All you guys, we couldn't do this without you. Jamie Birch, Bannerman, thank you for being here. Sweet Pea Leslie, every single one of you who makes it possible for us to, make this a show. We appreciate you. Like I said, subscribe, like the show, follow us each week. And with that, let's roll.